Hello and welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Today we're talking about blueprints. Not for your average house or skyscraper, but for a type of building that most of us hope to never see from the inside. We're talking about correctional facilities, prisons, jails. Now you might think of a prison as just a box to hold people. 4 walls, a roof, some bars. But the reality is a fascinating intersection of engineering, psychology, and social philosophy. The way a prison is designed, from the shape of the buildings to the type of toilets used, is a profound statement about how a society views crime, punishment, and the potential for people to change. It's an unseen blueprint that shapes not just the lives of those inside, but the very society they might one day return to. So today, we're going behind the walls to explore the incredible science of secure building design. How do you engineer a place to be inescapable, yet also, potentially, rehabilitative? Let's find out. The story of prison design really begins with a major shift in thinking. For centuries, dungeons and repurposed castles were the norm. They were grim, dark, and not really designed, just used. But in the late 18th century, people started thinking differently. One of the most influential and, frankly, kind of creepy ideas came from a philosopher named Jeremy Bentham. In 1791, he conceived of the Panopticon. Imagine a circular building, with cells arranged around the edge. In the very center, there's a guard tower. From this tower, a single guard could theoretically see into every single cell. But here's the genius part. The inmates can't see into the tower. They never know if they are being watched at any given moment. The mere possibility of constant surveillance was meant to be a powerful tool of control. While the pure Panopticon was rarely built, its idea of surveillance echoed for decades. In America, 2 different models emerged in the early 1800s. The Pennsylvania system, seen at the famous Eastern State Penitentiary, believed in total solitary confinement. Inmates lived, worked, and exercised alone, forced to reflect on their crimes in silence. It was meant to inspire penitence, hence the name penitentiary. In contrast, the Auburn system in New York had inmates in solitary cells at night, but working together in silent, disciplined groups during the day. This model, focused on labor and efficiency, became the dominant one in the United States for a long time. These early designs were all about control and separation. Think long corridors with cell blocks branching off, a design known as the telephone pole layout. It was efficient for moving people, but it was cold, impersonal, and created a stark us versus them environment between guards and inmates. This brings us to the modern era, where the entire philosophy began to pivot. Modern correctional design is a delicate balancing act between 3 pillars: security, safety, and perhaps surprisingly, humanity. Security is, of course, number 1. You have to prevent escapes, control contraband, and manage behavior. This is done in layers, from a high-tech perimeter fence to controlled movement inside. Safety is also critical, not just for staff, but for inmates too. A well-designed facility can actually reduce stress and violence. But the third pillar, humanity, is where things get really interesting. There's a growing understanding that the physical environment can dramatically impact an inmate's chances of rehabilitation, and reducing the number of people who reoffend is a huge benefit to society. So modern prisons increasingly include dedicated spaces for education, therapy, and job training. The most significant shift in modern prison design is a concept called the direct supervision model. This was a radical idea that completely flipped the old model on its head. Instead of guards patrolling long, isolated catwalks, observing inmates from a distance, the direct supervision model puts correctional officers right inside the housing unit with the inmates. Picture a pod of cells arranged around a central common area, or day room. In the middle of that day room is an officer's station with no bars or barriers. the officer is in constant, direct contact with the inmates. This allows them to build rapport, manage behavior proactively, and stop conflicts before they even start. It changes the role of the officer from a simple guard to a manager of the unit. The results are astounding. Studies show direct supervision facilities have significantly lower rates of violence, vandalism, and assaults on staff. It's safer for everyone, and it can even be more cost-effective in the long run because of reduced repair costs from damage. Another fascinating philosophy is the principle of normalization. The idea here is that being deprived of liberty is the punishment itself. The conditions inside shouldn't be an additional punishment. So these designs try to make life inside as similar to life outside as possible. You see this heavily in some Scandinavian countries. Facilities like Halden Prison in Norway look more like a college campus than a fortress. Inmates might have private rooms instead of cells, with their own toilet and desk. They might share communal kitchens where they cook their own meals, learning life skills and taking on responsibility. A key part of normalization is access to nature. Adding natural light, green spaces, and views of the outdoors has been proven to have a calming effect and reduce stress. It's a simple concept with a powerful impact on mental well-being. Now let's get into the real engineering, the science of building an impenetrable environment. Everything is designed with security in mind. Facilities are classified by security level, minimum, medium, and maximum, and the design for each is vastly different. A maximum security facility is a fortress. It has multiple layers of fencing, razor wire, and electronic detection systems. Walls are made of heavily reinforced concrete. Every door is a specialized detention-grade door made of heavy-gauge steel. The windows aren't glass. They're security glazing, made of laminated glass or polycarbonate designed to withstand repeated, brutal impacts without breaking. Even the mechanical and electrical systems are a unique engineering challenge. Think about the HVAC system, heating and air conditioning. It's crucial for keeping the environment stable, which reduces inmate stress. But all the ductwork and machinery has to be completely inaccessible and tamper-proof. It also has to double as a smoke control system in a fire, because you can't just evacuate a prison like a normal building. Plumbing is another great example. Every fixture, from the toilet to the sink, has to be incredibly durable and vandal-resistant. They're often made of stainless steel. There are no exposed pipes that could be broken or used as weapons. And they're designed specifically to prevent inmates from hiding contraband inside them. It's an incredible level of detailed, security-focused engineering. And today, that engineering is supercharged with technology. High-definition cameras are everywhere, but now they're paired with video analytics software that can automatically alert staff to a fight or an unauthorized entry attempt. Access isn't controlled by old-fashioned keys, which can be lost or stolen. It's controlled by digital key cards, or even biometric scanners for fingerprints or iris scans. Locks are electronic and can be controlled remotely from a central command center. Perimeter security has gone high-tech too, with advanced sensor systems and even drone detection to stop people from flying contraband over the walls. But perhaps the most important frontier in modern prison design is a focus on the mind. A huge percentage of the incarcerated population deals with mental illness and trauma. The traditional, harsh prison environment can make these conditions much worse. So architects are now using trauma-informed design. This means creating spaces that feel psychologically safe by eliminating blind spots, using calming colors, and controlling noise levels with sound-absorbing materials. Another powerful tool is biophilic design, which is just a fancy way of saying integrating nature. As we mentioned, natural light, plants, and views of the outdoors are proven to reduce stress and improve mental health. A great example of this is the Las Colinas Detention and Reentry Facility in California. It was specifically designed to create a healing environment for its female population. It has a campus-style layout, lots of natural light, and dedicated spaces for therapy and education, all with the goal of helping inmates successfully reintegrate into society. The future of correctional facility engineering is moving further down this path. It's becoming more data-driven, using evidence to see which designs are most effective at reducing recidivism. And it's becoming more sustainable, using energy-efficient systems and materials that lower costs and environmental impact. The science of secure building design shows us that architecture is never neutral. The walls and windows we build have a profound ability to shape the human experience. In a prison, that impact is magnified. The design of these facilities can either perpetuate a cycle of punishment or pave the way for a more hopeful future. They are, in the end, a mirror. And what we choose to build reflects the values we hold as a society. Thanks for joining us on Fun Facts Online.